Hello there, Caesar on Toast here, and you're watching episode 11 of my Better Minecraft 1.18.2 playthrough. Of course, this is not me, this is actually one of my little goblin merchant friends, or goblin trader, sorry if I offended you, who've been visiting me while I work on my farm. And as you can see, since the last time we worked on it, I've made a ton of progress and I'm really happy with how it's looking. We've got these sheet metal plating from Industrial Decor. We've got the Blockus lit white redstone lamps all around the side, and it's looking pretty cool. I've even started on a second floor. And here you can see we've got just a little bit of an area carved out for a staircase. We've got a bit of a water feature as well, which I think is a pretty cool view. And our first item on the agenda for today is to get rid of this old single floor farm. Let's try that again. Get rid of this old single floor farm. And we're going to be making something that will be a lot more useful with more floors, more pistons, and more items, crucially, going directly into the storage system. So I've come up with a design and creative, and we're going to start making that into a reality here. So let's get cracking. Okay, I think we've got adequate space in here now. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of these old torches, because we don't want ugly torches near our builds. And what we need to do is just gather up some items. So I'm going to go ahead and craft up the required pistons, dispensers, and redstone components needed to make this farm. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need now. We've got pistons, hoppers, dispensers, bone meal, redstone, lots of Minecraft carts with hoppers, and dirt. And it's essentially just going to be a scaled up version of this thing over here. But I want to be able to get all of the possible colors of dye from floors. So we're going to just make this area a little bit bigger so that there's space for all of these different colors. Alright, so we've got the space. Now what are we going to do? So we need to place our hoppers first, and this is going to be how we get our items into the Tom Simple storage system. And I think I'm going to fire that off towards the back here. So the hoppers themselves are going to go underneath the dirt where we're growing the flowers. So the flower will be up here. The dispenser will be to the left of it. So let's just build that out, see what that would look like. And then what I want to do is on top of each of the dispensers, I'm going to have the corresponding color. So we can see red, orange, and sort of a rainbow all the way down. And that's going to look quite nice for us whenever it comes to just observing this. And I'll put some glass in front of the build, so there'll be lots of item entities on the floor dropping all the time. We don't want to be walking in there and disrupting them. We'll just let that flow into the system at the back. So I think what we need to do is get these hoppers set up so they go towards the back of the room. So I'm going to go ahead and place our cobblestone there, and then we'll go ahead and place the hoppers. Please move all the way to the front. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We might need just one more here, so I might need to push back a little bit. Okay, and we can't place the... Oh, come on, I gotta go find where that dirt went. We can't place all the dirt straight away because we need there to be the hopper minecarts in each of these blocks, in each of the dirt blocks, sorry, so that we can collect the item entities through them. So it's going to be pretty interesting to get that all working. And then where the pistons are going to need to be, we can go ahead and start pushing those in. So what's going to happen here is, and I'll just pop the dirt down, we'll have the dispenser fire first. The dispenser will grow the flower on the blocks next to the pistons. The pistons are the one will then fire second, pushing the flower and the item entity onto this dirt block. And then the hopper minecart inside that dirt block will pick up the item entity for the flower, which will be picked up by the hoppers and passed along to the end, where it will be filed into our storage system. So it's this shape, minus this block here, the whole way down. But the challenge for us is we need to be able to get our hopper minecarts in. So that's going to be a little bit complicated, and we're going to work on that together here on how that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get a rail. We need this to be able to place the hopper minecarts. And then we have some pistons here and a lever. And we're going to use the pistons themselves to push the hopper minecarts into the dirt blocks. So let's just take an example here where we've got our dirt, our rail, and our piston. And we're going to grab one of the hopper minecarts, place that down. Then we need to make sure we're breaking the rail. So we might need to angle ourselves just so we can see that. Yeah, break the rail. You'll see that changes direction. We can then power the piston, which will then push the minecart with hopper into the dirt. Okay, and one thing we might actually need to do is we might need to use a block to push that in. So this is why it's going to be difficult, right? There isn't a come on, all the items going into it. There isn't a really reliable way to do this. Okay, so this actually might work better then. So let's think of this not as pushing the minecart into the dirt, but the dirt into the minecart. And then what we'll see is if I throw an item on top of here, it goes into the hopper. And if I had a hopper underneath this, then it would be taking the items out of the minecart again. Unfortunately, we have to break that in order to get it back, but that should be fine. So let's work on this together, right? We'll place our rail down. We'll place our Minecraft, I keep saying Minecraft, minecart with hopper, and then we'll put our dirt down and then a piston. And then what I want to do is grab my lever. Maybe I need more than one of these guys. And can I place that on the side? Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we need something blocking it, but after the first one is placed, that shouldn't be an issue anymore. And I've just checked and I was one short here. We actually need 13 of these little contraptions in order to get all of the flowers possible. The only colors that are missing are going to be actually grey. So we need grey petals. This isn't a flower itself, but we can combine the other colors to make any of the missing ones apart from, I believe, brown and green. Oh no, we can make green. So really brown is the one that's missing, and of course we can get jungle, wood, and cocoa beans and farm those up separately. So this should all work now. We get our rail, we get our piece of dirt, and we get our minecart with a hopper. Let's pop this down, and let's put our piston down again. And I'm not going to do this with you for every single one. Oh, okay. Yeah, make sure you get rid of the rail. That's fine. And that's one done. Okay. Now we're just going to keep going along and do the same thing for each. Oh boy. This is a problem. So once it goes in, I don't want it to move. I really don't want it to move. And placing the rail like that, it moved it instantly. Okay, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on this. Believe it or not, there are 2 hopper minecarts in these 3 blocks, and I think this is going to work because if I drop something on the end, if I drop it in the middle or I drop it in here, it gets picked up and it should end up in the final one there. Yeah, so I think the way that this is going to work then is I can do the next one like normal, and I'm now pushing the dirt in from above. And if you use the lever there, it automatically breaks off, and then you can find it in the pistons. So the next one after this is where the change needs to be made. So if I go ahead and I drop the minecart in on top there, you'll see it gets pushed into the middle. Now what I can do is I can bring the dirt across, I can place my pistons, and I can then push that down onto there, and my lever will appear. So I think I can work with this way. Okay, I think this one's just over the other side. Yeah, so we should be good to have every single block be covered by at least half of a hopper minecart. and I just need to drop them in very carefully, and I'm so scared of budging the side here. So the next one will be a normal one, and I'm not going to show you this whole thing, but we will continue with adding these in. Cool, we got all of them in. Now it's time to test it, and I really hope I haven't missed one. It's not perfect. No, why? What's missing there? There's one right over the other side. Come on. Okay, maybe we need to... I don't like this. Okay, so that spot, yes, yes. Why? I think that was a fluke. I don't know how I managed to get it not to be picked up. I'm going to call this good, and I'm not going to think about it too much because effectively this is a free farm. It has no upkeep, and it's going to generate flowers so quickly. I can't really be mad about missing a couple of drops here and there. Although it should in theory be lossless, provided we don't get that weird fluke situation where there's no hopper underneath the flower. Anyway, we also don't have the flowers yet, but that's a problem for later me. We're going to place down all our dispensers, and these will have a single piece of bone meal in them each. And we'll also place down the pistons on the other side, which are going to break the flowers and push the items over to the hoppers. So functionally, this is all of the machinery we need. We then need to add in our wiring. So we're going to be using stone bricks because that's a good way of indicating that a certain block is supposed to be a redstone block and not to be broken. So let's go ahead, and I just want to show you my thoughts here. What I'm going to be doing is saving on a bit of redstone and stone, and that of course didn't work because I did it wrong. Actually, we're going to be able to power 3 pistons with a single signal. Aha, yes, so you only need to power the block above the middle of each pair of, or trio of pistons, and that's going to make all 3 extend. And the same thing applies to the dispensers, although it's harder to demonstrate that. So let's just trust that that's correct. And what I'm going to do here is place every 1 in 3, so we can skip 2. All right, so this is looking pretty nice. What we need to do now is get the wiring in. So we talked about the wiring in theory. Now we just need to physically place down the required blocks. So let's go ahead, and then that one's going to be a bit of an odd man out, but that's okay. We don't judge. And each of those will have a repeater coming into them, so we need to be able to get up there. And these will place at the relevant intervals. And in my test world, I had the top being the whole control area for whether the machine was going to be running or not. In this case, we want to hide that away at the back here. So what I'm going to need to do is just have a way of getting through. And we can make sure that whenever we go around, all of the inputs are going to be coming in from back here. So that's going to be a repeater, if I can place it. There we go. Nice. So in theory, if we power down here, all of those pistons should be extended. And we're missing one. Okay, of course, because I broke that block. Let's just go ahead and update it. There we go. So all of our pistons are extending with only 5 repeaters in play. So I'm happy about that. Saves me a little bit of time. I think we've got there. So I want to place down just a couple of test blocks here. So we got the red and the orange. And in theory, this should work. So I've got my redstone dust coming all the way to here. We're going to power this with the lever just to experiment with the timing. All of these repeaters are set to 1 tick, apart from this one, which is on 1, 2, 3. And then we've got this one on 1 over here. So it should take 2 ticks for the dispensers to get their redstone power. And it should take 4 ticks for the pistons. So there should be a tick where the flowers have been created, and then in the next tick they're destroyed, unfortunately, and brought into the hoppers. So let's give it a go. Okay, it looked like the flowers grew sideways there, which is fine. Okay, I think I saw one. So this should be showing up in our hopper anyway. Okay, so we grew one orange tulip. Let's see if we can get a red one to grow. So nothing wrong with the timing, but definitely something needs to be fixed with the dispenser powering mechanism. Give it another go. I've lowered the repeaters by 1. Let's see if that will create some red flowers for us. I think I saw some. Let's check. Yes! Red tulips. Love it. Okay, so we're definitely on the right track now. Next item on my list is I want to get the wool colors that we're going to be growing flowers for the dye. So if that didn't make sense, basically for each of the flowers that we grow, I want to put the color of wool above it so that we know that that's what's supposed to be there. And if we ever accidentally break one, we know what goes back in that place. So there are 13 colors. Let's go. Red, orange, yellow, lime, light blue, cyan, blue, purple, magenta, pink, white, I guess I didn't need, light gray, and black. Wow, that looks quite cool. Even just from that small little window, this is where we're going to have our view in. I really quite like this design for this farm. Alrighty, and then the next step is we've got most of the flowers already. I think there's just 1 or 2 that I need to go out adventuring to find. So let's hope that that's pretty quick. I'm only missing 2. This is amazing. So we need to get the lime from the green tulip. We've got light blue, but cyan. There's a cyan tulip, or there's the foxglove from Oh, the Biomes You'll Go. I think allium is purple. Allium's magenta. Oh, crocus. Crocus is purple. Okay, so swap these 2. So crocus here, allium here. Pink tulip, lily of the valley, white tulip, and the wither rose. And you don't want to touch this guy. He is a nasty one. Of course, the first place we're going to go is to the flower village, because this is where we have so many different types of flowers around us. Even these moo blooms, which are a mysterious mob. I still don't really understand what they're for. But let's just walk through this biome and see if we can find those green and cyan tulips. I'm starting to think there aren't any tulips in this flower field biome, whatever it's called, the meadow. Whoa, that is a funky biome. What is that? Let's go. This is the Forgotten Forest. Maybe you've got some of the forgotten flowers. What are you? Cyan Rose! Look at that! It wasn't what I was looking for, but it'll do. Alright, let's grab a couple of you guys in case we lose one. No, just the green flower to go. The only other thing I can think of is it's a flower from Oh, the Biomes You'll Go, and that mod has a flower field biome, which I hope is here. Of course it's not. Yeah, that was my last resort there. Let me just go back and check the mod wiki. So right now I'm thinking that I am not going to find that green tulip, and I want to get on with the episode. So we're going to just leave it for now. I've also seen that a sea pickle is a way of getting lime dye, so we might just have to have an exception. I can also craft it using the green dye from the yellow and blue dye. So yeah, I think for now I'm just going to pop in an additional dandelion, because we can use the yellow dyes to make all sorts of other dye. So let's just go ahead and do that. And don't tell anyone else that we did this. It's just going to have to be that way for now. And that's fine, because I don't know when we're going to use all these dyes. One thing that I did note was in a previous episode, I had found those rainbow flowers. So we had rainbow roses. These could be another thing that we use. These can be used to make these pretty funky rainbow lamps. We've got rainbow glowstone. I might actually put a rainbow lamp into this build, just because where else am I going to use it? And I kind of dig it. We can also use the rainbow glass. This is pretty fantastic. Rainbow block might be a little far. Yeah. Oh, the beveled glass. This is fantastic. Yes. Thank you, Blockus. Okay, so let's grab a bunch of these rainbow petals here. So let's go ahead, pop our glass there, and let's see how this looks. This could be pretty interesting. Oh yeah, I can get behind that. And then, okay, so I'm guessing I need to break that with my silk touch pick instead. So let's just do it for safety. And I want to go ahead and maybe do, yeah, maybe not do rainbow blocks the whole way, because I think it'd be a bit much. But yeah, let's replace these lit lamps with the lit rainbow lamps. So let's grab those. Nice. So when else are we going to get to use these? So let's pop you there, add you there, and are they in sync with each other? That is incredible. And we'll barely ever see it, but I'll know it's there. And I think for the last bit, we'll just use those rainbow blocks. So let's go ahead and make... Oh, yeah, okay, I need to drop the rest of these in the crafting system. We need 4 of those. There we go. I think I've got everything I need to just wrap up this build in terms of the functionality. We'll hook it up to the storage system as well. And of course, I'm withered. Okay, nice. Let's grab these, and these are going to be replaced with these funky rainbow blocks. Oh, wow. Wow, yes. That is so much better than I was imagining as well, because it's not all going the same way. Oh. No, don't come too close so you get withered. Okay. Now let's go around and hook up the wiring. Okay, it's not quite working, so let's add one more tick. There we go. And the farm is working. Let's see how fast the rates are. Okay. Okay, it's getting a little bit backed up, and that's just because this has nowhere to go. So let's go ahead and hook this up to our storage system. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is there water up here? Who put the water up here? That's terrible. Did I know about that and just cover it up? Oh, that's awful. Okay, so let's just use this wall as a bit of a maintenance space. So I should be able to wire this up pretty easily. Oh, by the way, this is just above the main floor. So I pillared up through there. Let's go ahead and run this all the way along here. Nice. And our storage system, it'll need to filter in through this. I'm not sure if that hopper is going to go into it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this underneath. Oh, no. No. That is not a good thing. That is a bad thing to happen. Let me just fix this. Fixed, I think. Let's go check. So everything should be fine. We've got our hopper. Yeah. Okay, and then this, we should be able to hook this into the storage system. Okay, and that should start feeding in. Nice, we're doing it. This is so slow. I don't know how to speed that up without adding more, all the items that fell in. I don't know how to speed this up without adding more hopper minecarts, but I think we're limited on how quickly these hoppers can move as well. And we do have a bit of a backup in the system. So yeah, based on the fact that this is just a free flower farm, the rates are going to be like 1 of each flower every second. I think by the time we've run this for a minute, we have more flowers than we're probably going to use ever. Last block. I'm kidding. I actually need to put a maintenance hatch on this thing. Industrial iron door. This should do. Okay, let's make some of that. And a door. Nice. Okay, that will do nicely. Very good. Let's go ahead and plonk this all down. So you can go there. You can go there. And lever-wise, that's cool. Okay, and now we have access to the wiring. We're picking up all kinds of flowers there. Cool, so the flower farm is finished. Everything's working as intended. We're getting good rates. All the flowers are disappearing into the hoppers. And we just have a very slow system feeding that one flower by one into our storage system. You can see we've got 515 red tulips. That can't be right. That's an insane number. 366 dandelions, 220 lily of the valleys, 116 crocuses. Yeah, okay. We really don't need to run this for long to get a massive number of flowers, so I'm pretty pleased with that progress for today on that farm. And what build is complete without a couple of signs to let you know what's in it? So I'm going to call this Flower Farm Maintenance. And why not color that in, put some glow ink on it, and now it's like a big neon sign. We've got the on off here, on and off, and then maintenance access, and nice big black and white signs that are easy to read, crucially, for our little goblin traders that are so frequently down here. I don't think they have the best of eyesight, but this should help them navigate their way through. So that was just a short little episode from me today. Thank you very much for watching. We had a great time building the flower farm together, and we'll never be short on dyes again in this world for sure. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like on the video, and if you want to see more like this in future, why not consider subscribing? I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.